Wow, music. This is my face. We are live now. Wow. I'm very much not used to this anymore. And I'm a little terrified. But that's okay. Hello to the people who are here. I'm going to listen to some music today, and right now I'm just going to set things up, get back into the groove, and see if the volumes are alright. Hello. So this should be the volume that everything sounds nice and you can hear my voice clearly, but also the song. Wow. Hello, Rye. What's up? Music. What do you guys think of the volumes? Please let me know. We do like some good chime. I hope you can hear my voice clearly, just like the song. Hello, hello. A little louder? Well, which of the two? That would be good to know. I don't want to scare you as well, like when I start talking all of a sudden. When you're trying to vibe with the song, so we need a good balance. That's good. The music, okay. I think the song very nicely blends between color bass and melody types it just in that manner, so you don't know which box to put it in. We love that. Yo, Zero Laugh, what's good? A silly cat? A silly cat? That is a silly cat here. Ooh, you got a lot of reposts. Is this your newest stuff? What is your newest? Yeah, music. It's more about, yeah, I'd say so too. But he said himself it's color based, so I don't know. Yeah, I think I know this one. Is it the one with the LFO kind of drop? Yeah. Yay! It's so chill. Your tune. I should check my SoundCloud more often. There's so many artists and some of them are really good. How are you guys doing? Tell me, cool fact about your day before we start. I want to start on the full hour. I think we already got a good amount of people in here. Is the submission thing open? No, I'm going to open it on the full hour. Oh, also something I want to check. When I switch to FL, do you guys see that? Does that look nice? Oh, your audio glitching? What is happening? Beep boop. Is my mic fine? That would be bothersome if my mic is glitching. It might be my laptop, which is really struggling right now. Yeah. Otherwise, I think we should be good. Yeah. But my question was whether you can not only see FL, but also hear it, which I didn't actually test out. Let's see if the mic glitching continues. And, well. Music. Hell yeah. I hear it. Yes, we can hear it. Alright, alright. Yeah. Sorry again, I keep forgetting everything about streaming and then slowly get into it, like looking at everything here. And yeah. So I hope this is going to be a nice stream. And I hope my mic is not going to be glitching. Whenever it does, I'm sorry about that. I'm going to get a new computer very soon. And also planning to stream more, then do everything with it way faster and better. But for today, we're going to have to deal with this. So we still have 7 minutes until the full hour. So let's just play random tunes from here. I want to hear this one again. Bugging a bit. Can you like explain what is happening? Or maybe I'm just going to check myself on my phone so I know what you guys are talking about. And currently, you only hear checking. I want to know what you guys are talking about with the mic thing, so I know how bad it is. I don't want to be bothersome with it. So oh, it might be the gate. Is it a gate? The mic connection is dropping. Yeah. It's probably when I'm talking quietly. Yeah. Yeah, good to know, good to know. I set that gate up quite some. It might have the correct settings. Bling, bloom, 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 bloom. How do I do it? Gate. Yes, this is my voice. So there's no gate on it. That's great. No, it's a noise filter, an automatic one. That's probably the problem. Hey Zef, how do I send my music? You're going to have to wait for 5 minutes until I open the channel. It's called Stream Feedback. It's on my Discord server, which is linked in the description. We're going to go ahead with it very soon. I'm very excited to hear you guys' music. Already happy that you are here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna settle with just talking a little bit louder. Maybe like this. And then maybe my voice is not going to cut out. But I'm sure it's like the gate setting or something. Beep boop, beep boop. I'm going to get a Pepsi. Oh hell yeah. I think I never drank Pepsi in my life. Can I send something that is already released? Hell yeah, you can send whatever. If you just want to see like my reaction to it, if you think like you got the craziest tune and just want to see me react to it without like asking for feedback, that's cool as well. Because I remember being there and like just wanting to see streamers hear my songs, even though they're finished. But yeah, let me know if that's the case, and then I'm going to... Oh my god, this is sort of... I need to get... How did I get used to that, like talking over the song? I think I always pause it when I... How can streamers do that? It's probably really quiet for them. I'm gonna do that. What was I saying? Yeah, if you just want to see my reaction, then let me know, and I'm not going to go as in-depth with the feedback. Where do I send the music? I've been cooking. Freedom Lunchbox, that is nice. So there's a text channel on my Discord server. It is called Stream-Feedback. You might have to click this Channels and Roles button right on top if it's invisible for you. I can recheck right now. It should be activated for everybody, but maybe I forgot. It actually is not. That is interesting. All right, so now it should be to everyone. Good thing we talked about it. We are ready to start very soon. Can I send 2 things? Oh yeah, that's fine. I might. Wait, hold on. I wanted to put a separator message right there. And I might put your second submission a little later than just so everybody's feeling fairly treated. But right now it feels like an amount of people in the chat that is manageable. So I should be able to get to it. Whoa, this song is sounding fly, just like the title. I just want to verify one thing. When I'm turning down my computer volume, like I'm doing right now, do you still hear the song as loud? Like it's really, really quiet on my end now. And now I'm turning it back up, and that shouldn't do anything for you. Is that correct? Oh! Please tell me. Yes, I would very much prefer a SoundCloud link because it looks nicer with my overlay. Anything that's streamable works as well. Yes, that's great to know. Thank you for your feedback. YouTube is a little bit harder because video is going to crash my laptop probably. But everything else is probably fine. Yes. Hello, everyone. All right, we're on the full hour. I think it's nice to blend this one out slowly, but securely. And now I'm to head to the channel settings and allow you guys to send some messages. So whenever it opens, you can put in your songs, and the first one will be first come, first serve. So yeah, be ready, let's go. And it is Rai. Let's go, I'm excited to hear it. This person is very, very cracked with their sound design. They don't need any feedback, never needed any feedback from me, but I'm still very excited to hear the song. So let's go with Silly Funky Guy. Quiet. That's true. Yeah, I would probably turn up the beginning a tiny bit because there's not too much happening there. Oh my god, okay, so this rim shot is only a transient, apparently. Like, you probably... Oh, the chord writing, okay, I'll look into that once more. The drums feel like very mellow and very in the back. I get that these are probably the verse drums, but still, I would make them a lot more present. Yeah, this sounds like a rim shot with a very strong high pass. Okay, I want to look into the chords again and focus on it. Yo, Basti, what's up? Yeah, I wasn't sure where the downbeat was. This is kind of a weird chord because the bass note suggests it's going to be a different note, and with the melody first, it sounds like that different chord, but then you're heading to another chord right after, if you know what I mean. I don't have perfect pitch, I could like check it, but I hope you know what I mean. It sounds like da 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 da. Sounds like that chord, but then you're going, which sounds a little weird to me. Yo, Surgeon! Here we go. Oh. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling this kind of rim shot, clap, snare, whatever you want to call it, in this context. I would exchange it in this section. That is a low bass note, but it works. Yeah, very crunchy. Super quiet again. Yeah, this is a really, really cool idea so far. I get what you mean about the chords. Yeah, they're not doing too much for me currently. I would probably only stick with 2 chords of them, which is the tonic, and then it should be 4 steps down. Yeah. So da, 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 and then maybe da. Like, it sounds very, very simple, but you got so much going on with the sound design. I think it's nice for the listener to have something very easily comprehensible going on. And so not like switching up your chords in between, but sticking to a very boring, per se, scheme. That's what I would do. That's what I would suggest. But yeah, you're a very creative person. Whatever you're going to decide to do, that is perfectly fine. All right, I think we got a new person here. They are called LGDRN, and they wanted me to say, they told me something specific about this track before I listened to it. So the mastering on this track has 2 small notches in the high end at 10 kilohertz and 14 kilohertz, which I cut since I'm physically susceptible. I don't know that word. Susceptible to these regions. That probably means you don't hear them very well. But yeah, I can pay attention to that region, I guess, and see if it sounds off to me. It's overall very over-compressed. I just can't get enough of the aesthetic. I'm getting the impression if you have to like justify it via text beforehand, then maybe you're not on par with it perfectly beforehand. That's just a wild guess of mine, though. Usually, when there's some kind of, when you sense some kind of justification going on in yourself about things, or like are unsure about things, this might be the case. Then maybe you should already tone it down a bit with the overcompression. That's just, I need to say this because I used to do that when I was starting out very much. Like, instead of listening and when people would tell me, yeah, this is overcompressed, I would be like, no, it's intended that way. I like that feel. Maybe it's perfectly fine that way, but also maybe that's something to look into a bit more. I don't want to talk about it too much, but the second point they admit is this track isn't meant to have much coherence idea-wise, since it was originally for a dub duels type contest. So my main goal was to cram as much shit as possible into one song to flex my abilities as a producer. I think cohesiveness is a skill for producers that's very much harder to acquire than sound design skills or whatever you probably are going to flex with right now. But I'm going to take all that into account, and let's see what I can get out of your track. 4 minutes, that is a lot for a dubstep song. Well, I'm feeling the vibe. Yeah, I can already hear like the overcompression you were talking about. Like, as soon as the bass comes in, everything is sounding quieter. That is something I would advise against. If you like the compressed feel, you can still like automate your way around it, like have that strong master going on, but then afterwards do some simple volume automations, because starting off here, everything is very loud already. Yeah, it's not much. You can, if you want to leave it that way, that's okay. It's so loud, goddamn it. I have a hard time making out elements here. It would be nice to have like one element to focus on. You got like the talking voice. I'm personally a fan of understanding voices of people. But yeah, to each their own, I guess. Alright. That's such a bummer because it would hit so fucking hard if you didn't have like that strong compression going on. I really want to advise against it a bit. Your fake out is and pre-drop is sounding literally louder than the drop. Yes, there's going to be bass in the drop, and that's what makes it makes your ears like perceive it as really loud and going forward. But if you take a step back, listen on a low volume and like compare the section beforehand and afterwards, you're going to hear that all the sounds get ducked, get buried behind the sub, because of the natural relationship of these frequency areas. The sub is like the most present in the signal because our ears are more sensitive to high-end information, and therefore it's going to push everything else away when there's a limiter or a compressor going on. Exactly, that's what MT 180 says. Like, limiting is usually the problem with that. I barely use limiters except if I want to like subtly make things peak lower without actually hearing a difference. But like for pushing full volume, I would either go with a clipper on the master, especially in this kind of genre, and like individual limiters on the groups and like more like saturation, these kinds of effects, multiband compression, instead of compression on the master, which is what I'm assuming I'm hearing right here. Of course, I can't confirm everything. Let me listen to the drop again, but I'm very sure of what I'm saying. Yeah, this is very loud, and now fake out. It's quieter. Sick sound design though. I'm still kind of hearing, I can't pin down like which area of the high end it is without checking NFL. But to me, it still feels like there's a spike up there in the higher areas of the high end, probably even like 10K or 14K. Maybe you should make that dip a little stronger, but just like on the individual instrument. It definitely helps to get some. Limit your sounds, not your business. not your buzz. Yeah, I mean you can do a little bit of everything. Like the master is a different kind of limiting that you would want to do. Like in pop songs, it's very necessary these days to compete with the industry standard, I'd say. But yeah, I would definitely recommend exploring limiting on each individual sound. I said that enough. Yeah, I should get millimeters. I keep thinking that every time. Hell yeah. I love the sound design though. This impact low end is destroying everything else that's going on in the Mixdown. It's like fluttering so much. I assume that's kind of what you're going for and what you like, but it doesn't necessarily scream professional if that's what you want. If you want to do that kind of flex as a producer, you might want to tone down the compression a tiny bit. But yeah, so my favorite part about this song was definitely the area here with the sound design, where everything is sounding cohesive in that part. Actually, sound selection wise, I would say everything is cohesive so far. It was a little bit too much of the same sounds for me to like listen to it. Also, these chimes, I guess, are a little too piercing for my ears. Slow dubstep hits like a truck. Yeah, hell yeah. All right. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun part. I like that. I would probably have some more movement in the sub to go along with the chop, 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 chop. But I know this kind of style is like, there's even genres that do it completely like this, like jump up drum and bass. Like the heavy jump up is, the sub is just playing all the way, while the sounds are very how do you say, accentuated. So you just do you. The drums are so small in this area as well. Yeah, almost the lick, that's true. I've been spending so much time on this tune. I don't want to keep everybody waiting. How many submissions we got? 14. Okay. What do we got here? Hit me with it. The build is really cool though. Hell yeah. This is, I'm sorry, these kind of fills, they are so ringy. It's not for my ears necessarily. I like it to have a tiny bit more cleanup when you do a fill like that. Like the distortion is cool, but it's literally just ear piercing at that point to my ears, unfortunately. I have to admit. Yeah, you sure know how to make some heavy basses. I would definitely recommend you to look more into call and response flows. So I'm sure you've heard of it, just like having A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E, a kind of one recognizable theme asking for a response, and then it's a different response every time. Or yeah, you can play around with it a lot. Yo, Para, what's good? Have you got some music for me today? If I can play yours a little earlier, because of time zones, let me know what you want. Beep. Yeah, this doesn't sound too different from the drop we got around. Oh no, it was here, I think. I would, if you were to make this into like a releasable song, I would... How long is this going on? I would probably just cut the latter half. Like rhythm and tarot songs are usually just like 2:30, maximum 3 minutes. Usually, of course, you don't have to go for that, but given like the missing variety to my ears in that final drop section compared to what we had before, I would just cut it. Your tune can shine in a brighter light that way. Oh my god, English language. Let's continue with the next song. I hope this feedback was helpful to you, and thank you for your submission. Here we got X Gravity. Ooh, remixing Boom. I only know Boom by their name and like a few distant memories. I think they are also quite heavy. in their production. Oh, or like more future rhythm. Ooh, I like this kind of unpredictability. Yeah, that's alright, Para. Thank you for joining. I love the chords. It's super vibey already. Let's go. All right. I am really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying the Mixdown. Two things that I would prefer that I see some room of improvement for. The very drop moment has this kind of sweep that is nice, but the downbeat felt a little weird to me. I don't know why. I think it's because there's this high piano and it's like hitting slightly before the downbeat of the actual drop. I know the downbeat isn't meant to have emphasis on it because we got a sweep afterwards anyway. But the high piano slightly beforehand twists something in my brain. With my rhythm perception, I'm like getting confused a tiny bit. I need to listen again to. I don't know what's happening there. Something is confusing me. But if you like it that way rhythmically, then that's perfect. And if you want to move around some notes right before the drop and see to make it more easily accessible, then maybe that's something you can do. Otherwise, really loving the drop. And the second thing I wanted to say, yo, Kamaru, what's up? I think I get the chords. Everything is very colorful, that's nice. Everything is very clean, that's nice. But sometimes the chords aren't super clear. So I think you can make it a little more easy for the listener to know which chord is playing right now. You can do that by, I think it would probably be best in like the mid or low mid region to have some layer way in the back that is just playing the chord clearly that is happening at the moment. What I'm hearing is do 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 and then do 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 do. Those are the two chords I'm hearing, I think. Yeah, I'm not perfectly sure. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. But this sub note is lower though. Yeah, your sub has a lot of movement, which is great, but it's also not helping with hearing the actual chord you have in your progression. Yeah, that is my instinct to have the composition laid out clearly to me. Also, Para, that's fine. I'm looking forward to hearing your song whenever. I'm not hella loop. I don't think the sub is too aggressive. It's like it has a lot of movement, but it's not super saturated. It doesn't have like high crunchy layers to it. It feels nice. It feels mellow to me. Yeah, the pitch mappy stuff is kind of confusing your chord progression a bit. It's not very clear. Assuming this is made with pitch map, that is one of the issues that comes with it if you use it excessively. It's that your chords get lost in, like when you play all notes on a scale on the piano. Of course, it's not going to sound nice. it sounds nicer with pitch map, but still having clear chords is getting lost. Hell yeah. Otherwise it's sounding super cohesive. I don't use pitch map, I'm too broke. That's interesting. How do you do the color things? Like there's a lot of color in there. Give me 1 second to check these messages. I see. Next up we got space. It starts feeling atonal. Yeah, kind of. I mean, atonal is more like noisy, or like when you use a frequency shifter and everything goes straight out of harmony. That's what I would associate with atonal. It's still kind of, it has clear frequencies to it, but it's not necessarily a chord, if you will. All right, we got some hyperspace, long time homie from the Discord server. Excited to hear this song. Instant vibe. I think it's a little quieter. I can tell it's very warm already. Really like those mixdowns. I feel like I should whisper. I don't want to ruin the vibe. Yeah. Very warm and mellow. Just really quick before we get into the business of whatever's going to happen here, I would suggest just getting a few references of like the same genre. I think you're a little too warm, a little too mellow. It might sound good on the system that you use, but when other people hear it on different systems, they might not be able to hear the frequencies necessary to like get your chord progression, get the vibe from it that you're getting. Just be careful and make it shine in the best way on each system that you can play it on. Oh hell yeah. So punctual. I think a vocal could be a tiny bit more present. I think it's something to focus on. Also, like the first iteration of the vocal sounds quieter than the first feedback from the delay to me, because the feedback is like all around me and the first is just tiny in the middle. I would turn down the feedback and turn up the vocal. Turn down the input and turn up the vocal, if that makes sense. Super nitpicky though. Yeah, I can just agree. This is super nice. I feel like if you were going to stick with one specific brand for this artist of yours, for this alias, it would have to be this. I feel like that's something you could settle with for this alias, and then if you want to make like heavy terror dubstep or something like that, or like even future bassy, like louder, shorter songs, then make a different alias for that. Huh? I got confused you for a second. Was there like an extra bar or something, or was it just me? Yeah, I can agree. The drums are perfectly selected for this vibe. That bass, holy shit, I love it. It's so damn mellow. My alias is just about having fun. That's great. Yeah, I can see you have like the potential to go go commercial at one point with your music though. I think you're good at what you do so far, and you got so much time. So yeah, this is just whenever you decide to maybe be a tiny bit more serious about what you want to do with this project. Yeah, I'm getting... I think there are a lot of playlists on Spotify that would eat this up, where you could get a lot of streams out of it. You would just have to market it a bit. But I don't want to be that guy. You're having fun with your music. I don't want to be, you should do marketing. No, just continue having fun. That's all that matters. Hell yeah. I'm sorry for cutting out the final 2 seconds. No, this is beautiful. Compositionally, I don't have to say anything about this. I think it crossed what you wanted to perfectly. So we got 22 more submissions, so I'm going to delay your submission with Oswald just a little bit. I might get to it in like 10 songs or something, but I don't want anyone to feel left out, and it's just sending one song. So here we got Silence. That's such a genius name, actually. I hope they were the only one using it. Fish Out of Water from Debate. I think I know the original, actually. I think I really like the original, actually. Yes, okay. I think this plugin, or the effect done by a few plugins, is a little overdone in production community, I guess. Like, I never liked the sound of it. I just have to admit that here. Yeah. It just sounds bad quality. Hell yeah. What the fuck? What's going on with the low end? It's so freaking crunchy. Oh hell yeah, this is fun, I like this. Quickly before I forget, I did not know what to expect with this build-up. It was one of the weirdest build-ups I've ever heard, I think. I don't think I would play this kind of intro to a live crowd. They would just think something broke. So this feels more like producer music, like internet people music. To me, your progression here also kind of confused me. I wasn't sure what to think of it. And the pre-drop vocal seems to have more high end than the actual drop, which I'm always kind of, I wouldn't do that. I want the drop to be like the most high-end-ish part in the song. But other than that, this slaps. Turn up SoundCloud volume. I sure think I can do that. Yeah, that might work. I don't know what it is about this part. It's probably clipping on the master, and whenever the sub hits, everything else is being just crunched far away. It sounds so interesting though, because in this kind of genre, of course it works. I would shit myself if one of my tunes could play in front of a live crowd. It's gonna happen, dude. Just do what's fun to you, and you're gonna get better at it, and they're gonna get played out. What happened there? Yeah, I feel like there's a limiter on the master that you could just get rid of. It would clip more, maybe turn it down as a whole then, because loudness war is over. But sound design is amazing, and I feel like the limiter is just ruining some of the transients here and there, some of the... We got some volume inconsistencies. It's just ever so slightly, and in the verse you could argue it's like a style choice, but back in the drop I feel like it's not at the maximum of the energy it could have. Yeah, writing though, super interesting, super fresh, on point, nothing to say about that. What do you think of producers adding a clipper to the master rather than mastering the tune? I mean, adding a clipper is a part of mastering. I do it like that, pretty much. The only thing I'm sometimes adding is a limiter for only the low end, so splitting up the bands into the sub and then everything else, and just adding a tight limiter on the sub to make sure there is no strong inconsistencies. But whenever that's available in the mixdown, then clipping is the only thing. I would say so it depends on what you want to go for. If you want to make your songs loud, you could do some multiband compression, you could do some limiting, but to my ears that always has a tiny bit of a payoff, like you're gonna get rid of some of the dynamics that might be nicer to have. So what I would always suggest is do everything in the mixing stage as you can. If you want one element to suppress another, then do that with side chaining, and then you just put your volume, boost up your volume into a clipper on the master and see how much you like the sound of the clipping, and don't go by loudness, but go by how much the sound changes. Like compensate for the loudness and see how you like the sound of it, and that should be your master, is what I'd say. Okay, what do we got here? Good to know. Thank you for your submission. I really like that song. It felt fresh, felt nice. Next up we got DM8. Backward evolution. Yeah, kind of. I guess technology also evolved in such a way that we have the tools to do everything in the mixing stage, and I consider myself even a tiny part of that with the release of my own plugin Flutter. Attention, self-add, which allows you to get that crunchy fluttery effect from having your bass as a modulator, and then use any kind of higher instruments that are then going to flutter, and therefore you're not even you don't even have to route things together to get that effect, and be limited in any post-processing after the fluttery, because the sounds remain separate. And yeah, because we get more and more plugins like this, we got fucking Fab Filter, we got everything. We got kilohertz for free. Milda Production has great free tools. Where can I buy this plugin? Where can I support the creator? I don't know. Maybe you should check bit.oh. You can see what I'm typing. Maybe you should do the general Discord and click the link that was surprisingly just posted there. Wow. On my Discord server, you can get it for 12 euros, and there is going to be an update very soon with even more features. That is amazing. Wow. Okay. Gonna play a tune now. Shout out DM8. feel like in your composition, the vocals only feel like a side part. They're very much not in front of the mixdown. The song already starts and has like a strong vibe, but usually songs like build up and then there's a start of the vocals. And then, do you offer lifetime updates like FL? Yes, I do. I might even raise the price by a few euros, but everybody who bought before is getting all the updates for free. Isn't that great? Yeah, so maybe put a little more focus on the vocal compositionally and in the mixdown as well. I remember it was kind of a similar situation in the original, actually. I mean, of course, I have to admit, Virtual Ride and Electric, their mixdowns are stacked with elements and still super, super clean. So, but there was something about when they started the song with those kind of backing vocals only, but no vocals in the foreground, that always kind of confused me. Yeah, not my favorite song from the album, I have to admit. But here we go. So what surprised me here is the fast speed of the vocals. I feel like it was different before. If it wasn't, then maybe get some rhythmical indicators so we know it's going to be like mid-tempo or like drum and bass or whatever it's going to be. Sorry, your server keeps saying I don't have permission for it to post in the stream submission channel. Why don't you have? That's weird. I'm gonna check if your track is there, but usually everybody has permission. Maybe that's because you joined a few minutes ago. Oh, maybe I should switch that off. No, your song is here, no worries. Then it's probably just slow mode. Sorry, the interruption. You think that I can get you out? You're begging me to save your soul, 'cause you start running from the clouds. Finally too, yeah. That kick is so punchy. I wouldn't use that for a drum and bass, I can already tell. It felt a little cheesy to have that lead there, just on its own, because it's like, I feel like for this super, super epic theme of the song, it felt a little too cheesy just by the sound of it. Oh, hell yeah. I love the build. Oh, I see why it's called mid-tempo. That filler bass was very quiet. Yeah, it's very ducked. Sick drop. Pre-drop vocal. It's glitchy, but it feels like the volume is like save you. Like the ending is just getting lost somewhere in there. That's a little weird. Like before it's louder. And also the pre-drop vocal feels too loud compared to the drop again. And I feel like sections beforehand have already been louder than the drop. Like this is louder than the drop. Be careful with that. Definitely, I would recommend that to everything. Like skip around in your song and see how loud the areas are. Get yourself references, see how loud their verses are, see how loud their drops are. Like having a tiny volume boost on the drop is fine. It's actually cool. Depends on what genre. Sound design wise, I really like this. sidechain definitely a little too strong for me. Everything with the kick fills here, everything is getting ducked so much you can almost not hear it. Laser blue here was not checked yet. Correct. Like if it's on every quarter note or like half note, I think it's half note. Like whenever the kick and the snare usually hits, then that gives it this cool ducking feel. But if you have like more drums going on, then you might want to go for a very much shorter sidechain curve that is maybe even multi-band sidechain, so you can make it even shorter in the mids and even shorter on the high end. That is just tightly shaped around the drums, so you don't sacrifice too much of the information. That's what I would do, of course. If you like everything being ducked to death, then it's perfect. Have you been checked so far? Good question. Like 5, I guess. I've not been going too fast. Sorry for that, by the way. Thank you for there's a lure on my Discord. Yeah, also, I keep saying this, I think I even said it to you like multiple times. It might be a taste thing, but I'm personally not a fan of kick plus snare. It just doesn't sound nice to me. To me, only kick plus clap sounds nice, or snare, because the snare has a relatively low fundamental, and the kick has obviously a sub fundamental. And I think you mix them in a way that sounds as clean as possible, but to me it would always sound cleaner to have a kick or a clap and a clap. When they both hit, yeah, you could do that, but I feel like then it would sound maybe too thin, because it feels like a very short clap. Or yeah, worth a try. Definitely worth a try. Is this choir from the original? It sounds fucking sick. I think that would sound absolutely shit MG 180, but it's also worth a try. Hell yeah, virtual ride impact. I wouldn't do that on a remix. If I was going to do a remix, I would definitely not use so recognizable samples from the original creators. But that is just me. You guys make your music, and I'm gonna make mine. Let's leave it at that, and let's continue listening to Player Circuits submission. Oh, I think I closed High Races one. I don't want to forget about it. You ready for now? Let's go. Already very silly. All right, I think you're heading a little too fast into the drop business. This sounds like a drop to me. The mixdown is definitely what's the biggest problem for me. I like the kind of radio effect you have going on in the beginning, but it's very strong, I have to admit. Like there's everything is starting like above high mids, I'd say. If you want that radio effect, you can also do that with some kind of distortion, but include some of the lower frequencies as well, or also have like a high cut that's also opening up towards the drop, or like the next section of the song. That's what I would do. like this downshifter is what it's called, I think, is a little too loud compared to everything else, I think. And there's like tiny details like this all over the track, I'd have to admit. Yeah, the snare, or like I think it's the dispersed clap, is very much the loudest element in your mixdown. I would be careful with that. Everything is sounding pretty much the same volume, even though we have like a very quiet radio in the beginning, technically, and then the full drop should sound more full. It should sound stretched across the whole spectrum, but I'm not getting that fullness feeling. If you have downloads enabled, you don't have downloads enabled. Yeah, maybe next time we can check NFL, or you enable it quickly, and I'm going to show you some references, and then we can see like the differences. For now, I'm just going to continue listening. Shout out Jeb, by the way. Yeah, there's definitely low end missing. Are we back? I think we're back. Dispersion sounds like it is a disperser. I don't think disperser is a brand name that Kilohertz made for themselves. Oh, I don't think they own that. I think there is a lot of dispersers. By the way, I started producing on LMMS. Wow, this is very spammy. There's a lot of the same sound in front of each other. Not for me, taste-wise. I would add like more of a flow that is more danceable, I'd say. Of course, this is entirely subjective as well. But yeah, biggest problem, again, Mixdown currently. You need to get yourself some references. You need to switch between the songs and get a spectrum analyzer and like see the differences and try to hear those differences with whatever headset you have, or with the best system in your house. Lots of high end, lots of high mids. Like those textures are super loud, but then everything else that's giving like the fundamental, that's making it feel strong, is missing, I think. Compositionally, this is interesting though. I like it. I started with Audacity. Hell yeah. Yeah, actually I didn't start with LMMS, but Magic's Samplitude 11 Silver, which allows you to route MIDI into your keyboard. And then I recorded the audio back with Audacity. Sounds horrible. You can find it on my YouTube channel. It's like the oldest videos on my channel. Yeah, sorry for talking over your song, but I'm getting the silly energy from it. I think your sound selection is pretty clear. I like that. Just start referencing and try to get a balance that sounds like a song. That sounds like a balance from a song that you think is very well mixed in the same genre realm, if that makes sense. Thank you for your submission, though. All right. I think you got a solid vibe there. I'm not perfectly sure what this section is trying to achieve, if it's meant to be like a verse kind of electronic section where you introduce elements, or if it's already meant to be like straightforward energy. I think we're going to hear when the song is progressing, like if there's going to be a drop or not. To me, I can already definitely say the sidechain is too long. For drum and bass, you need to have like really short and punchy and almost binary sidechain curves is what I'd recommend. Also, I would recommend looking into multiband sidechain compression. You can do that just with a band splitter in low, mids, and highs, and then do volume automation for each of these frequency areas. Hold on, I need to hydrate myself. I recommend you to do the same. Para, yeah, I was about to say that. Mark Stevenson has a video about sidechain where you bring more clarity into mid and high bands. Very helpful one. Absolutely check that out. It's actually not on Fox Stevenson's channel itself, but Soul State, if we're talking about the same video. But yeah, I can hear how your bass is like being ducked all the way down, and it barely comes even up because drum and bass is a fast genre, and there's a lot of drums. Your drums can definitely have more high end. I would say they can have a clearer transient. That is the very first part. So your kick currently is very mellow to my ears. It sounds like doom, doom. But you want a faster and shorter kick. I assume you can hear it as soon as I start clicking kicks. What are some good drum and bass kicks? Do I have some? I think I have some. Here we go. That's what I'm thinking about. Like super short, going fast downwards, and having a very clear transient. I hope you can hear it. Yeah, your snare as well. It's like very in the back, focusing on the fundamental, but it's missing that high-end transient, like that snappy energy on top. Okay. More crisp and clicky, exactly. Yeah, your whole mixdown is very mellow. Oh, true. Yeah, it's pretty mono. Dumb Me even has stereo image in the video title that you are watching right now, and I've not talked about stereo image once. But it's definitely like very mono. I feel like, I guess that's not something to worry about at the start. I would assume you're still like a little more in the beginner stage, and that's okay as long as you have fun. That's all that matters. Yeah, but you can. I hear you have a lot of like re-spaces going on. If you want to make those more stereo but also mono compatible, so when you play it back on a Bluetooth speaker that just has one speaker, it's still going to sound good. Then you can do that by adding a chorus with a relatively small depth, like the Serum FX chorus works, or literally any chorus. Of course, have some of the original signal mixed in. And if you do that before distortion, I'm assuming you have distortion going on in that kind of bass, then the distortion is going to bring out all the stereo differences between the left and right channel like very strongly, and that's going to make it sound very wide, very nice. That was a bit sudden of a transition. I like how you blended in that new bass. Try to use more kind of sweepish effects, I guess. Like if you want to have an impactful moment, then literally sweep towards it and make like add a crash or something. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the feeling that you're sorry that you're not using volume automation yet for sidechaining. I would definitely recommend doing that. I think it kind of sounds like you have some kind of sidechain compression going on, so something that is automatically triggered from the kick going into your sidechain bus. That has been very common for a long time. Did the stream freeze, or is it my internet? It did freeze like 10 minutes ago or something, but it should be good now, hopefully. Sorry for my internet. What I'm hearing is that your sounds are not getting ducked entirely down to 0 volume, which is what should happen. It should go entirely down, but come up faster. So like a very short volume automation curve is what you were trying to go. You should try to go for it, I'd say. Push your playback speed to 2 times if you need to catch up. Please do that. All right, we're going to hear this next one, and then I'm just going to go ahead with Oswald's hyperspace assumption from earlier. Yeah, these basses fit together very well by their sound. Like you have a very cohesive sound. And now that I say that, you bring in the 8-bit section. That is hilarious. Yeah, I would be careful with these kind of long pauses like you have going on there. I don't feel like the song benefits from them. Like I would just make a clearer transition, like let things build up, take the drums out towards the end of a section, wash everything out with a little bit of reverb. You know, these kind of things help making a transition clear from one section to the other, and therefore you would not need a long pause to get your ears used to a new section. What's the cue? What's the cue? What does that mean? I have no idea. Oh, the cue! Oh my god. Okay, let me check. So next up is Areku. And then we are going to listen to one submission from earlier, and after that we got 17 more submissions. We are now halfway through the stream, I want to say. I'm not going to be able to do much more than one more hour, I think, because my throat is already getting sore. Audio isn't working. What is happening? You're not hearing this? Audio. Give me back my audio. Is stream lagging? So on my end, the audio is coming through. I'm just checking again. Bro, we can't hear you. Everything is normal as like it was before. That is so weird. Can you hear me now? Why is this happening to me? It's cutting a bit. That's so weird. Audio isn't working. Sorry, guys. It's good. Are we back? Yeah, it's probably just my connection. Sorry about it. God damn it. Gonna have to move to Cologne. Finally need to do it. Get some place with a nice connection. Get a nice PC. My audio is coming through a bit choppy. It's whatever. You guys need to understand me. That's what matters. If there's a detail you would like me to repeat about my feedback, I'll be happy to repeat it. Please tell me in the chat. Please mind it takes about 8 seconds. Are you still going to be roommates with Non? Non already moved there, and he's like a very nice flat. So I assume he still wouldn't like want to directly move out, and that's perfectly fine. But we're going to meet up every now and then. Like, surely that is one of the perks of, one of the motivational factors of me finally moving to the city where I want to live. Here we go with Ariku. Yeah, but my PC is also very bad. Hell yeah. That's an intro then, right? I like your wobbly bass, that is cool. You also got a catchy melody. Checking all my boxes right now. Okay, this second half needs something more, in my opinion, than removing the filter from the bass, if I'm hearing that correctly. I think the bass has a frequency. I think the bass has a. Oh my god, audio is cutting out again. What is happening? Audio isn't working again. The audio is good for you? That is so weird. Weird. Is there, so I'm using Streamlabs. Does anybody have any experiences with that? And anybody can tell me like some settings I can check about the stream? Because to me, everything literally looks fine. I can't really do anything about it. Audio is fine on my end. I'm sorry, it might just be your guys' connection then. I'll go ahead and close my window so I don't have any insects flying into my room. Give me 30 seconds. 2, 1, 3. Yeah, it is breaking for more than one person. It might be a server issue. I'm sorry to hear it. I'm just going to continue. I can't really do much about it. Thank you, Kara. Nah, give it a pre. We need something here. Come on. Oh yeah, sorry. I don't have to say anything about that. It's nice. I actually want to wield that, honestly. You could do some more micro variations here if you want, like dum 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 dum, and then dum blum 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 in like the background things, or just put an octave up, and like the bass could have I think it's changing in format, but it's not changing much. I'm talking about here. Yeah, it's changing a tiny bit, but mostly your sound design sounds all the way the same pretty much, because like, you have that strong clippy sound, and that is dominating the sound. I would probably clip it a tiny bit less and give it more form and variations. So it's like, you know what I mean? Mix sounds good to me though. Composition is great. Could have a tiny bit more going on here. Why is literally everything breaking What is going on? Why are you saying my camera is freezing? The camera froze? On my end, it's here. God damn it. This might be my laptop, guys. So bad. God damn it. Fix the stream. Fix the stream. It's literally playing on my end. I can, like, hide it and play it again. But I would be surprised if that changes anything. Ah, now it works again. Okay. I think everything is just going to a bit hard on a 4 GB RAM PC. What do you mean? Making format bases? Our POV alternate stream the fuck? I don't know what that means. So I think there are going to be more cutouts. As Laser Blue, I'm just wasting you guys' time. If I can't really do anything about it. One thing I can do is like closing FL. I've not been using it anyway for to show things. Maybe that helps my CPU a tiny bit. I can also, on my voice, there's some noise reduction. I can reduce that so my laptop has more CPU, but it's going to sound a little worse. Let me know what it sounds like currently. I'm checking on my webcam, on my Streamlabs settings, but honestly I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time. I'm already feel sorry for there are so many submissions. Thank you Abrico for your submission. It sounded good. And as promised, I'm going to listen to Driveline by Hyperspace and Oswald. No. Oh, okay, that is hella confusing. Sounds like my audio is cutting out, actually. But the mic high end is gone. We need high end though. You need to hear my voice. Oh. Yeah, I would make it more clear with the synth here that this is like intended, I'd say. Okay, the kick is definitely going under in this build-up. Like, there's a very strong sidechain on it, but everything else is ducked a lot. I think in this first half of this verse area, so I really like the sound selection, and I think the mix is almost there. In the first half, I don't perfectly know what to focus on. I think there's like a melody going on that is also very present in the highs, but its fundamental is... Yeah, because there's a lot of layers around it, they are kind of taking up a little much space, so it's still hard to focus on that melody for me. Hey Zef, your cam froze. Now there's a black screen, but audio is still playing. Browser history showing? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm literally looking at my Streamlabs and it shows everything. Browser history is showing? What? That is insane. Zef, your stream is literally fine for me the whole time. Don't worry, it's not on your end. Okay. We can see your browser history? How the fuck does that work? You guys, oh my god. If you are trolling, you literally get me with that shit. I have no knowledge about streaming. I would believe you if you tell me we could see your bank details like displayed somewhere. Oh my god. Bro, everything is broken. Yeah, since there are people, for those who it's fine. What did you look up? I don't know. There's literally nothing guilty here, I think. I don't use Firefox for that. Strange Google search? I don't use Google. How to crack OTT. Yo, Para, what's up? Come by, that's nice. Yeah, so there's a little focus argument here. Because you got a lead melody and then you got vocals. And I think we humans can focus on vocals very well. So those are not a problem, but with the other line, maybe go to each and every backing element and like turn down whatever you can spare a tiny bit without switching to solo. Just listen in the whole context and turn down whatever you can spare without having too big of a difference, without hearing too big of a difference. Non says, Zef, I have to admit something. I'm live right now trolling you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hate you so much. I saw like notifications in my Discord downwards, and it's probably one of you is like streaming, but I would never have guessed. You really got me there, and I'm and I completely fell for it. That said, I'm going to choose the better algorithm for noise reduction now, because apparently there's nothing wrong with my laptop. And we're gonna go back to this fucking song. No, you got me a good laugh. Okay, that felt a little weird. Like, what was that? It sounded like... Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you too, Non. I'm not feeling the pre-drop vocal. I don't know, it feels like super generic. But the drop is super sick, super heavy. It sounds well produced. It has a nice flow. What else could I say about it? I wonder... it needs more of a switch up. It needs more of a switch up. It's like perfect the first half, and then the sound needs to change more. I think the only change I'm hearing is like the sound being slightly different, but still like super clippy bass. And it's playing da 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 now, and not ba ba da da like it was before. Or what was the flow again? Yeah. More micro variation is what I'd suggest, but this is super sick so far. One of my favorite drops I've heard today. So many Virtual Riot samples, god damn it. He's too popular, guys. I mean, good samples are good samples. But it's always going to sound like him and not like you. Looking at you, Basti. No worries. Okay, that was anticlimactic. Like we had mellow intersection here, and now we get more mellow intersection. You even have like a build going on here, so we really want some drums now, and you're like, huh, drums? You're not getting any of that. Short A drop. I don't know, 16 bars. It's alright. feel like we're getting something more rhythmy now. This fake out has a very weird tonal balance to it. I feel like it has a lot of high end, but like a lot of high end is very present, but everything else is gone. So I'm not fully getting the, oh, I'm faked out feeling, because it feels like the sound is just not right. If you know what I mean. I know it sounds rude, but I mean it in a way that like it sounds like it's meant to be the drop already, not like a fake out. If you do a fake out, it needs to be like communicated 100% clearly, so people know like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go nuts in a second or two, like later, if that's all right. Okay, that's sick. A little too much high end, also a tiny bit over compressed, like I'm hearing some volume inconsistencies. Oops. Yeah, basically your saw stacks have the high end they need, and then you have that sustain bass that is going like grrr, that also has a lot of presence and high end. Yeah, you could solve that problem dynamically by having the bass's high end push away the high end of the saws, or you could just, you know, use an equalizer. X-Gravity, I'm afraid I can't get to second submissions today. This is just because it's basically from Oswald, who can't be here today, but still wanted to submit, and is like a long-time homie from the server. But otherwise, we got way too many people after that. So, but yeah, of course, I still appreciate you like wanting to take part. This was really nice. I like the composition of it. Maybe a tad long. Like this intermission was way too long to my ears. You could literally go. You could literally cut that whole part, I think. Yeah. How much more can you review? Maybe like 5 to 6, I'd say. Also, you can donate. If you really want to get reviewed today, you can donate. But of course, I don't want to ask that clearly of anybody, because not everybody can afford that. I'm just gonna continue with aliens. Ooh, this is gonna be loud, I think. So yeah, like 40 minutes. This is what I want to do. We can go a tiny bit over, but I don't want to go for too long. Oh my god, that is so compressed. You can hear on the riser, like check your high end and see how from the sub everything is pushed away so much. I did the same when I was starting out. I definitely have to admit, I would recommend turning down your master like a lot. Don't worry about mastering too much for the beginning. Like maybe have a clipper on there, but don't try to not use limiters or compressors just for the sake of making your song loud. Like your main lead sound also has some kind of weird noisy texture to it. It might be intended, but to me it sounds a tiny bit low quality, I have to admit. Like it kind of sounds like that to me. Maybe you can't hear it because of the noise reduction. Hold on. I like that you have like a constant melodic theme going on though. That's great. That's a great way to start your song. Very strong build, a little bit noisy, but I think it works for the context. I'm curious what's coming now.
People always asking me.
Okay. I think this is taking a little too long. I would probably make it like half the amount, because you're not introducing anything new in like the second half of that fake out. The Banda vocal was a little unexpected, because usually, you know, Banda uses that vocal as like it's like a, what do you call it? Producer tag. But of course you just do you. The bass at first just sounds like drowned out in reverb. Like low end reverb usually doesn't sound too nice. I would, if you want to have that fake out energy, I would start with the bass being clear and strong, then wash it out into reverb, but use the low cut option on your reverb. Like every reverb has that, like so it doesn't affect the sub, you know, but only the higher information. Okay, let's listen to the actual drop.
People always have
aliens.
All right. I like the layering. There's definitely something weird going on in the low end, like something. That's confusing me a bit, because it's like very, very atonal and like very not in key. It doesn't feel like it perfectly adds up to the bass that you already have going on there. Yeah, also your main bass, like the rhythm, the square 4 bass if you want, is only mono. It sounds like that to me. This is not a big problem for in the first place, but still there are some ways. Maybe you can look into stereo widening on YouTube for rhythm sound design. Yeah, more than one sub, that might be true. I'm going to repeat some words of the wise man Fox Stevenson. The further you go towards the low end area, like looking at the spectrum of your track, the more the following statement is true. You only want one element there. So in the sub area, you definitely only want one element there. You only want the sub of your kick, or the sub of your bass, basically. And whenever one is hitting, like the other one should go away. If you go a little bit higher, like in the bass, low mid area, Fox Stevenson also said the same thing. Yeah, that's what I meant. If you go a little bit higher, you can have like 1 to 2 elements if they're kind of in key with each other, if they sound like they interact well, but I still wouldn't advise it. And then in the mid area, you can have like 2 elements, 1 to 3, I'd say maybe. And then the higher you go towards the high end, you kind of can go nuts. You just need to check that the volumes are all right, that the balance is all right, is what I'd say. Currently, your low end sounds very, very clashing, like there's too much happening there. And then still we got like the over compression from the master. That is like, it's stealing from the energy your track could have. I like the sound design is cool, but it could go harder. You need to pay attention to notice it. That's it. You like need to develop the ear to listen to different areas of your spectrum. I like your build though, again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to admit I had the same feedback here. I think you already got a good idea about what sound selection you want to have. But yeah, your mixing is definitely the biggest problem right now. I am going to continue with other tracks now because we still got a long queue. I can't continue for too long. And I think my feedback stands as is for your song. Still, thank you very much for submitting, and I hope this helps. Next up, finally, we got Basti, 30 days, 30 song ideas challenge. Oh my god, we got a donation. That is Laser Blue. Thank you so much. Thank you also for explaining what OTT is again. I was definitely forgetting about it for a second because it's been a very long time that I've used OTT, so that is very helpful. I'm going to play your song next after Basti's because I already opened that one. I hope that's all right. Making 30 songs in 30 days is insane. I would, yeah. Of course, it's just like 130 minutes, but haha, go ahead with Laser Blue first. Okay, I can do that. That is kind of you to suggest. Give me 1, 2 seconds, 3, 4. Laser Blue, here we go. Ooh, you're playing Hyperspace, all right. Yeah, still, like, I don't have time every day. Like, I have a job, I have friends I want to meet, I have games to play. I would never be able to do that. And like, I have TikTok to watch. I need to watch more TikTok, guys. Yes. Laser Blue cracked. The crunch already. My job is way too boring to talk about. Oh, the drums! Fuck you, that is amazing. Let's go gambling. Wait, that's the drop already? I'm confused. No, it was the build. Yeah. I don't know, it feels like it's the same sound from before, just louder now, and this part of the build-up completely confused me. Everything beforehand is absolutely sick. I have literally nothing to say about this. Oh my god, another donation. Who is it? Zero Lab, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm going to listen to Basti beforehand, though, because I already said I'm going to listen to it, and it's not too long. Let me listen to this build section again. Make it without the sub. Literally make everything with everything about that. Use the sub from the kicks, but get rid of the sub of the bass. Otherwise, it sounds too much like it's the drop, but it's not a good drop. That's what I would do. I cannot but laugh about how distorted it is. I know that's kind of your style. On some of your songs, it feels a little cleaner. On some of the songs, it's more like... It's still fun. I would probably have it like be a little less present in the mids and maybe have some clearer high-end textures. But it's at the point of artistic freedom. You know what you're doing with your production. Of course, I think you could go cleaner if you wanted to. You could go absolutely cracked. You could get on the biggest labels if you wanted to, like get a little more of that cleaner sound, but also maintain your sound design, your unique sound design. But right now, this is just sounding hella fun. You sound like you're having fun when you're doing music, and that's fucking epic. Okay, these basses are just sick. I can't stop smiling. My god, this is so fun. Okay, is this gonna be another build? I hope. Here we go. I think this has to be my favorite section though, because the drums and percussions are just so clear. Here we go with the weird build again. Nah. I can't, sorry. You're going Moomaton with this? I don't know. The kick, like, the kick is the least Moomaton kick that you could have. But of course, it kind of works. It's kind of bouncy. Like, the start of it, you just had like 2 or 3 kicks in a row that... You never know what to expect with Laser Blue. That's nice, I guess. I like this. Game over. Yeah, exactly. I don't recognize the original, honestly. I recognize the title, but I forgot about it. I assume it sounds nothing like this. Thank you for your submission. I hope my feedback was helpful and worth your $5. I love the song. Yeah. I wouldn't go Moomaton with it. Or I would choose different drums if I wanted to do that. Like, to make it a little more cohesive. I need to listen to that again. Like, it's so saturated, it's so distorted. It is your style choice. I respect that. I know your sound. I wouldn't do that. I would go for a kind of more cleaner sound with a little less harmonics in the very low sub area, or like bass area. I respect your artistic choices. And now we continue with Basti, and then we're going to go ahead with Zero Laugh. Thank you for sending Laser Blue. I like how this is timed. Oh, sick. There's like some offbeat action going on. That is nice. Hell yeah. Okay, that was one resonant frequency in the mids, like. If this is a vocal, then give it the high end. Get rid of that frequency, please. I would do that. Yeah, just a rough idea so far. That's fine. Yeah, I meant to do some... Oh, okay. If you only bring drums in here, then I would probably make this section half the time. That would suffice to bring in the vibe, and or like add a melody lead layer, like something more interesting to focus on, because otherwise it's dragging a tiny bit, I think. Otherwise it's super nice, amazing vibe already. Sick drums. Great melody. Yo, desks. This rhythmical concept is super interesting. I could see this becoming like a really, really good track. Some areas feel like a little too empty. I can't tell. I need to listen again. Like the pre-drop vocal was super random because it was, it sounded like a man singing, and you had like this soft female vocal from before, and this person was not singing before. I know it's like sample culture, but it sounded unfitting to my ears. But that's a tiny nitpick. And now again about the drop. Okay, so here's what I expected. I expected. So just repeating that part. But you're then introducing this this like weird form and lead, which doesn't have a bass underneath it. And then another rhythmical theme. So it's like A, B, C, D. Your rhythmical pattern is like crazy long to me. Every idea in and of itself is amazing, and the mix is sounding amazing. I would probably stretch these 4 patterns that you already have for double the amount of time, or like triple the amount of time, something like that. Because otherwise, call and response is amazing, mix is amazing. I also kind of like how it's going boom, boom, boom. So like this first snare is delayed a bit. That is, it's kind of a beat that's throwing you off. It's not necessarily the most danceable, but I think people would get into it. I like it. Also, do you have like noise going on that's like... I'm not sure if you need that. Like usually noise just crowds your mix, and if you have like so many layers going on already, then it's not going to add any character, not going to add any fullness. Maybe turn it down a bit. But yeah. Or like flutter it with the bass so it interacts with the context more, or you know. Yeah, this has a lot of potential as it gets developed. I very much agree. Somehow it feels like a cleaner Barely Alive. Interesting. Yeah, Basti cracked. He's really, really stepping up his production in the past years, I have to say. So Zero Laugh, I'm looking for your submission right now. Right now! Right now! Right now! Here we go. More Flutter plug. Give me money for audio plugin, please. Thank you for sending, Basti. Here we go. What was that? Oh, okay. I have to admit, not a fan of the vocal. Like, it sounds very weird to me. Like, very weird vibe. Also, like having it hit the note, like that note, is giving. It's a weird melody for me personally, interacting with the chord. Like I would do da 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 da. I would prefer that personally over da da da. Yeah, I don't know, it just sounds weird to me, I have to admit. I would definitely not sidechain the vocals, at least not that strongly, to the kick. Thank you, Para. Your earlier compliment about my singing along also didn't go unnoticed, but yeah. That was cool. Yeah, I love the vibe of this. What was that super short? What do you call it? I think it's brass instruments, but like from hip hop beats. Yup did it to make automation easier, but yeah. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, it's probably the sidechain on the vocals. Oh, we're going swing, okay. Okay. Quick thoughts on the pre-drop sample before we head into the drop. What the fuck is this sound? It's so noisy. I like the idea compositionally, like going ding and then having another pre-drop sample. But this sound doesn't sound very high quality to me. It's definitely nothing I would put into at a pre-drop position. Like if you want people thinking of your song, then the pre-drop and the drop is going to be what's meant to be stuck in their head most. And if I'm going to be trying to imagine a crowd standing in front of like a DJ booth at a festival, and they like loving that kind of, I could never imagine them standing there and being like 0 0 and like feeling that kind of sound in a pre-drop. That is my opinion. You may very, very well disagree. I already remember from hearing like the first part of the drop, I feel like the kick doesn't perfectly fit. Like that kick sounds to my ears like 2017 heavy dubstep, but then you got a trap clap. The clap's cool, I'd say. And I also like the sound design in the Mixdown, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's also the sidechain again. For me personally, I would definitely do some multiband sidechaining, so you shape the low end right around the kick, and it allows you to make a much shorter, much more punctual curve for the mids and highs. Oh my god, people keep donating. That's so nice of you. Surgeon, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm still stuck with the last donation. Not stuck, I like, oh my god, that sounded rude. Yeah, maybe a different kick, maybe shorter sidechain on mids and highs. Otherwise, this drop is super catchy. It's like, yeah, it's catchy. If you stick with that kick, then definitely turn it up, though. Turn it up! I love that lead. I wish you introduced that melody somewhere here before, instead of focusing on the vocal. Yeah, sound design is very sick. High variety here. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that was the best part of your song. Like having a recognizable vocal melody with a nice sounding lead. I love how that lead sounds. And straight up just sound design fuckery going on in the background. It's super wide and complimenting my ears very much. I like that. Yeah, that's the zero laugh, I know. I can't get over that tiny brass sample. I'm feeling this. Should play with some vocals with the drop as well? Yeah, that would be a nice way to get cohesiveness in there. I can personally agree because I personally don't like the vocal. But that would definitely blend it more together. Okay, I keep thinking the same thing twice. Whenever you start the build, like that transition needs some cleaning up. You have acoustic-ish or like hip-hop-ish drums, and then you're heading into, you want to connect it to an electronic context, but you're starting the build with this super electronic sounding downshifter already, so I would definitely have some going around that impact. You know what I mean? Or maybe even start earlier, transitioning, like removing drums, washing things out, you know. Hold up, I need to check something. So you're having like a very strong swing feel here, but sometimes you're getting rid of that swing, which I personally don't like. Like I would keep it either throughout the whole song or at least only switch it up so the drops don't have it in the build and the verse and the if the build has it, the drop should have it as well, I'd say. And there are some sounds here that are just dum dum. And before you got dip-a-dum, dip-a-dum. Yeah, again, I would turn the drums up a bit. Clap is fine, but that kick is definitely going under. Some of these fills feel a little too loud to my ears. Maybe that's because there's no sub underneath and then it's pushed by the limiter on the master if there is one, but I don't know. Okay, triplet flow now. For my taste, it's a little too much switching up flows because that's an entirely different flow if you're on the dance floor and want to vibe to a tune. Yeah, Desks and Laser Blue agreed. The low mids aren't banded? What does that mean? It's kind of, it's a very interesting chord progression, but did it appear earlier? I don't remember it. I don't have the time to re-listen. But if it didn't, then I wouldn't do that as the outro because it's a very recognizable theme, and I wouldn't like introduce new themes at the end of your song. I would only reiterate on something you already have, but also your song is already very long, so you could literally just have a reverb fake out with a few fuckery effects to cut some time if you want. Yeah, that's what I would do. Brum, brum, brum. Thank you so much for donating, Zero Laugh. I hope this feedback was somewhat helpful. It is in the back of the intro. Oh, my bad. I don't hear it. Like going down to, going up to the doom 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 doom, that chord. I don't know what it's called. I don't think you did that earlier, but maybe you're right. All right, let's go ahead with the origin, and then we can go back to one more regular submission, I think. My voice is already dead, and that is what I want to do for today. Thank you again for donating. I usually don't think you need that much of feedback anymore, but I'm excited to hear your song. I'm going to turn it down a tiny bit because I think your songs are very loud. High end? Check. Alright. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit much already for the intro. It's like into my ears all the time. Be sure to stay hydrated. That's a good idea, Lumi. I don't know. That kick has a strong transient and a low body, but nothing in between. I don't know if it's the kick or the mixdown, but I think it's the kick. Like, if it was the mixdown, then that would mean there are a lot of mids that are covering it, but I assume you have some sidechaining going on in the mids as well. Like, it wouldn't make sense to not have anything going on. So I think what my ears are perceiving is a kick that could be replaced by a... How would I describe it? Yeah, this balance feels off. Like, there's a lot of high end and not a lot of mids, and then low end again. Like the typical V curve on the spectrum, but a little bit too much. Let's go. Oh, that was cool. Yeah! Wheel that shit. Wheel that shit. I mean, it's still a surgeon Mixdown, so there's still too much high for my ears. I need to expand on this topic for a second. I can't switch to FL. It's right now, so I need to explain something. One thought. After 10 years of music production, I had this thought today. So, loudness war ended. Brightness war started. So, to appear louder in the interweb, people make their songs brighter. Our ears are more sensible to high-end information. That is because when you look at a spectrum analyzer, it uses a slope. That means it displays the higher information higher than it actually is. Usually, okay, I'm going to do it from your perspective from now on, the lows are the strongest and the highs are the weakest. That means when you want your song to be loud, it's easier to give it more high-end because it's not going to change much about the waveform. But if you give it more low-end, it's going to definitely clip more audibly or like be like over-limited or over-compressed if you use that on your master. So what's been happening is that we turn up ever so slightly, song by song, year by year, we turn up the brightness of our songs. We use more high-end. But, and here comes the big but. If you go to a show, and I've been playing 2 shows recently, they have volume faders there. They are going to put up the volume fader to a good sounding level. Of course, there's clubs like Bootshaus that just turn it up all the way to the maximum, where everybody gets literal hearing damage, but that's a different story. Usually, if you go to a show, they turn up the volume to where it sounds good to the ear overall. So, the frequencies that are most hurtful to our ear are the high-end frequencies. Those are the frequencies that we talked about here, that we lifted up. So they're going to raise everything to one specific point where otherwise the high end would sound too piercing. Now, if we raise it to exactly that level, like there's a maximum of high end that we can have, otherwise it sounds hurtful to our ears. Now the show situation for music is different. It looks like this. Before, for streaming services, it looks like this. People decide on the amount of high end they want to have, but have one maximum of low end. But now for the show situation, we have a maximum of high end because of how otherwise our ears would be hurt. And now you can decide how much low end do you want. If you make your songs bright, you're not going to have as much low end. You're not going to have as much bass as you could have. If you mix your songs warmer, you're going to have more low end. It's going to sound fuller in a live situation. So actually make your songs less bright, make them quieter, so you can turn them up louder and hear the full spectrum in a live environment. That is the advice I would give you, Surgeon. It of course doesn't apply to every live environment. New meta minus 20 dB on high end and 20 dB plus on low end. Maybe not that much. But maybe this kind of shifts your perspective a bit, because I've made this exact experience with because I have my own show set, right? I plug in my laptop, we do a sound check, we check the volumes, we go back in front of the whole system and turn it up to the amount where it sounds good until there's the high end coming in. I have used an EQ on my show tracks, like from your perspective, like this. So there's less high end. So I can lift up the low end. So it's lift it up all together so we can have more of everything else. So it sounds fuller all together. Yeah. Thank you for bearing with me for this X course. Is that the correct word? I don't know. It's a German word probably. Yeah. Go reference songs. See how Virtual Riot had more high end in 2019 and has now less high end on his songs on this latest album. Compare the songs, like switch directly without having a break in between, and look at the spectrum analyzer. Put it on real-time max on a relatively short time and look at the spectrum analyzer. You're going to learn so much from it. Zef, what is your opinion on Soothe on the master? Depends on the genre. I would say if you do it on a very low setting, then that's fine. Usually it gets rid of the textures that you might want to have. So if I were to do it, I would definitely put the, what's it called, resolution, like the smaller knob. I think it's like the knob in the left. What is it called? Hold up, I need to open FL right now to check what the knob is called. If I were to put Soothe on my master, I've done it like once or twice in my entire history. Come on, laptop, you can do it. Sharpness, it's called sharpness. Then on a lower sharpness, like 3 to 4. That can help. I would probably either rather do multiband compression on the master, but also that to me is still a sign of something that could have been better fixed in the Mixdown. So if you have too much high end and you at some parts and not enough high end on other parts, which is the kind of dynamic situation where you would use Soothe, then you can have one track duck the other track when it's coming in. So one track is the more important one, and we duck it together, so there's not too much high end on the master. That's my line of thinking. I'm always thinking Mixdown first, and then what we can't achieve, we fix with Soothe on the master. But yeah, whatever works, whatever sounds good to you, of course. Time to get back to this fucking song. Yeah, it's also something I keep recognizing. how you get used to one specific tonal balance so easily. Like listen to it for 15 seconds, and your ears are used to it, to how your track is balanced, like lows, mids, and highs, like how loud every section is. And now when I'm switching back, going straight into this drop, I'm hearing, ooh, this is a lot of high, and it's like on the edge. I can't turn it up as much as I would maybe like it to. It could feel stronger. It could feel more balanced out if you get rid of a tiny bit, like lower that high end a tiny bit. So sick. Here was a fill again that was like louder than the rest in the drop. I assume again it happens because it doesn't have as much low end, and then can push a little more into the limiter or clipper. What's going on the master? Yeah, turn down that fill again. I'm trying to find it. That one. It's like it has so much high end, dude. I will delete my high end, sorry. There was this one song on the sidepole that has ridiculously low amounts of high end. Oh no, that's... Your writing is... It's literally recognizable, amazing sound design. Yes! Oh my god! Fucking sick, dude. There we go, this one is the one. Look at the high end amount in comparison. It's so low. It's so much warmer. I very much prefer that.
Yeah.
Could this be more distorted? Absolutely. Yeah, Surgeon is, you really stand out with your fills, and you show this with how to make a build-up creative towards the end. You have some crazy effects going on there. I love that, and your final drop also really delivered. That was crazy. Thank you again for donating. I hope my words were a little helpful. And do you like Closer? Closer from the compilation. I think one of my favorite track. I think it was cool. Yeah. So much low end, my headphones feel broken. Oh yeah, that's one more thing I wanted to say to you, Surgeon. It might just be your playback system. Maybe your headphones don't have that much high end. My headphones are definitely far from being flat, and they boost certain areas, and that might also be the case for that. Surely is the case for some of your listeners. So that's why we need to find some kind of balance in between all the different amounts of high end that people have. So it sounds best for everybody's headphones on everybody's ears. Yeah, but maybe I don't know what system you use, but maybe that might be a good investment to get some really good sounding flat headphones. I wanted to check what it was. But there was... Oh, yeah, I was confusing this one with Closer. Yeah, Closer, I think it's right. but this one was probably my favorite drop, at least the first drop from the compilation. Just casually listening to some music right now. Yeah. All right. That said, I would like to close the stream now. I feel sorry for everybody I couldn't get to. If you still very much would like to have my feedback, you can always just send me $5 or €5, and I will go in chat very much in detail and say everything that I have to say. Sometimes I've been taking literally more than an hour to properly feedback a song, because when I do it, I want to do it right. And if that's of any worth to you, then let me know and hit me up in my Discord DMs. For now, thank you for everybody tuning in. Thank you for everybody donating. And thank you for everybody's song submissions. You guys are very, very good at what you do. And I'm happy to call you part of my silly little community. And finally, sorry for the stream breakouts. At least the ones that were real. And I'll see you guys soon in the next one.